Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, friends and family from around the world to the Energetic Life Now show. I am your host, Eric Stenlake, and it is absolutely amazing that you guys have tuned in and are taking the time out to hang out with us tonight. Wait, does something look a little bit different with what's going on here? Yeah, there's 6 people here because we're doing something amazing that's never been done yet in the history of the Energetic Life Now show, and that is, my friends, a parenting summit. And you know how I roll. I bring the best of the best, and that's what we're doing, and that's why we're here tonight. So I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Spanglish World and her networks. This is being shown on Zingo TV, channels 250 and 251. And please remember, when you download the Zingo TV app, it is free for all your iOS and Android devices. And when you download, please leave us a like, a share, and a comment. We always love to hear and see that feedback. And of course, the app is free. Zingo TV is also on Google Chromecast, the Amazon Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. So if you have a black and white TV and a rotary phone in your house, you're probably listening to this on radio. Well, listen, today's show, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I want to extend a very, very, very warm welcome to all the viewers out there, whether this is your first time on the Energetic Life Now show, you're a returning viewer, or you're going to catch the replay. Just thank you for tuning in around the world. We really love and appreciate having you here. So what is going on in the Energetic Life Now show? All of these beautiful people are here. What is going on? Well, listen, I paid top dollar to have the best of the best from around the world here tonight on the Energetic Life Now show. And they're like, that's how we roll. We are here to bring an amazing, amazing group of individuals to talk about parenting, raising teens, raising kids. It didn't work out well for me. I pulled all my hair out, but I'm still alive and kicking. And I'm so grateful that all you guys are here. Now, for us, I was going to say contestants. For us contestants tonight on the panel, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you guys go around. We're going to introduce, and I'll say who's going next if we can do that. You've got 2 minutes in the hot seat per the question or per whatever it is that we're doing the intros and to get the show kicked off. So to give us your best answers to these extremely difficult questions, of course, to really be able to share with us your insights, because each of you I had asked to be here for very, very specific reasons. So as we go around and introduce ourselves, Jonathan, you're next to me at the top. So Jonathan, would you go first? Introduce yourself to the world.
Hello, world. I'm Jonathan Catherman. I'm a sociologist who specializes in life skills and leadership development in tweens, teens, young adults, parents, mentors, educators, and coaches. That's my shtick. You wanted 2 minutes, but that's what you're going to get.
That's it. I love it. And Jonathan, I know you were just on my show just recently. If you guys caught that episode, it was fantastic. Jonathan, what just happened big for you in the Raising Them Ready world?
Yep. So Raising Them Ready is kind of our brand, and I say our because I include my wife in that. But we just released the Ultimate Middle School Survival Guide. It's a new book for kids making the transition between elementary and middle school. 100 life skills, the do this, don't do that, truths about what it's like to be in middle school. So everything from why you should wear deodorant,
important,
to avoid bullies, to why you should put your name on your paper and you turn in your homework on time, get the class on time, and riding a bus and being nice to your siblings and cleaning your room and all kinds of stuff that makes middle school more successful for someone who's just right there anxious about the big transition.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much, and welcome to the show. And Jonathan is tuning in here in the United States, so we've got that going as well. All right. So next up in the hot seat, Miss Lorna Gale. Round of applause for Lorna. How you doing, Lorna? Welcome back.
Thank you, Eric. It's wonderful to be here, and what a beautiful panel to be a part of. So thank you for the invitation. I am here in Western Canada in beautiful British Columbia, and my work in the world, which flows from my own experience, is that of being a somatic sex educator, a sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life, an award-winning speaker, and a story unweaver. So for me, it really comes down to really helping people to be at home in their bodies, in their sexuality, to see their divinity through that. And for me, it's really important that we have parents that are connected to their sexuality, because that's what allows children to be at home in their bodies and their sexuality, creates forms of harmony.
Awesome, amazing, Lorna. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful intro. And one thing I forgot to say to us panelists tonight: let's do this, if we will. Let's all mute, and then when it's our turn to speak, we'll all come off mute, just so we don't lose audio in the background. Up next in the hot seat, Rhonda Thorrington. Come on down.
I love that. I feel like this is just like so. No wonder it's called Energetic Life now. I'm Rhonda Thorrington. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I am a parent coach and consultant. And my specialty is working with parents and caregivers that are impacted by a child's rare or chronic disease diagnosis. So, and this is, born of my own personal life experience. I'm a married mom of 3, and one of my children has a rare autoimmune disease that we've been navigating for the past 12 years. So I had to kind of dig into my bag of tricks when she first got sick and lean into my clinical training as a family and child therapist to kind of help, pull our family through this. And now that, I've been in this for a while, I've decided to formalize what I do and offer it to other families who are in the struggle. So that's my passion. And yeah, I'm blessed to be able to do it. So, and thank you so much for having me, Eric.
Thank you, Rhonda. And Rhonda's been on the show before too, so thank you so much for being here and coming back. All right, we have Coach Ambereen in the house. Woohoo!
Hey! Thank you so very much. Actually, in gratitude to meet each and every single one of you. I think it's going to be a phenomenal journey. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Coach Ambereen, a lot more poetic than this phonetically written. And I am a family-driven coach who has certified with Brendan Bouchard's Academy to become a high-performance coach as well. So what I do is I take families and parents on this journey, this beautiful journey where 3 months later, they have elevated and they understand what it is to have clear understanding about their family. They know how to talk about the energy game, how to actually put the energy you need from, simmering it down when you're really mad to really lighting it up when you're like, yeah, it's time to party, right? We go through this gorgeous journey and we find that there are so many courageous things that our kids do, that these kids do in these families that are being overlooked, because courage is defined so differently from every single family member. So holistically speaking, my people, our families, I love working with kids as well. So I also have a specific program that's dedicated to adolescents and kind of teaching them how to navigate this beautiful world, especially by conquering their mindset more than anything else. And so I've met Eric, and he is remarkable. So I feel super honored and privileged to be here alongside all of you.
Awesome. That's great. And we forgot to mention, Rhonda, you're here in the U.S. and Ambereen, you're in the Great White North of Canada, right? Is that correct?
No, I'm actually in Chicago. But hey,
you're in Chicago.
You can send me as high up as you want. I'm good.
Well, you know what? You just own Chicago North, so it's all you. It's all you. That's how amazing you are. I love it. All right, and now, oh my gosh, you guys, we have an amazing coach here. Renee, what's shaking? How are you, Renee? It's so great to see you.
You too, Eric. I'm so sorry. I was a little bit late to the party. I was like, where am I logging in? I don't know what's going on. And then thank you for saving me. And I apologize. Sometimes I don't remember. I don't know which email, which area things are. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're at, what you're doing, all the good fun.
Hey, I'm Renee V. It's shortened for a very long Greek last name that we don't need to talk about. But my field of study is speech language pathology, but my field of passion is mindset and empowerment for teens and kids and parents. So I'm in this like with you guys. Like as soon as I hear people saying it, I'm like, we're friends. We're friends. So my mission is to bridge the gap between what our kids are learning in academic, formal education and actual real life skills. And this stems from a personal development journey that I went on that helped me in my early 40s. And now I can't imagine how I would be living my life without knowing these concepts and having this knowledge about how our mind works and how our thoughts work, and just really foundational information that our kids are not learning in school. And it's becoming an issue because the levels of anxiety and depression and suicide rates and all the things are going up, but we're not making any kind of evolved changes to our academic system where we can actually support these children. And all of this is fixable. It's going to take us to be amongst people like us who are able to have that awareness of what exactly is happening. And it's really going down to the root of what's going on with our youth. And that's, they don't know who they are. They're lost. They're going in circles. They don't have direction. And oftentimes it's because their parents aren't able to give it to them because they weren't taught it. Right. So like there's generations and generations and generations of people who are not aware of this information, very, very, very foundational information that every human needs, every human. So my mission is to, hop on the bandwagon with you folks and other people who are interested in this and try and have a paradigm shift in our educational system and what our kids are learning, because everything else is evolving except our education system.
Yes, beautifully said, Renee. Thank you so much. And Renee's also here in the U.S. I'm in Cali. She's in Philly. And you know what's so great about this community is that even though I'm a New York Giants fan, we can still hang out together because she's a Philly fan, and I know we shouldn't even be in the same room together. But
no, I can be in your room. My husband's a Jet fan, so you guys can't be in the same room.
That's great. That's great. I love it. I love it. So listen, friends, I've got some questions to kind of just throw out, and we'll ping pong around like we've been doing and do that. But listen, I just want to say if somebody brings up something that we feel we want to land in for a while and just explore, it's just like, hey, come off mute and jump into this, because I don't want to miss an opportunity tonight to really dive into something that would really benefit our listeners from around the world that are tuning into this. Okay. So first question here is, as we've all heard, our passion for working with kids, and a lot of us have, shared why we got into that space. One of the things is the challenges. You guys said either personal challenges that you tapped into. It was maybe more societal, educational challenges, things of that nature. I want to kind of go on the other side of this and ask this question. What are we most proud of right now? The work that we're doing, what are we most proud and passionate about? So Jonathan, if we can start with you, what are we most proud and passionate of?
Well, the context of being proud of something, I think has to come from some sort of root. So I see people who are really excited about what they're doing, but there's just this whole lot of emotion and not much action. And so what I think that whole context of like self-efficacy is you got pride in something with proof, rather than just having high levels of self-esteem and just feeling good about yourself. So what I'm most proud about actually is less to do with how I feel and more to do with what we're actually seeing working. And an example would be, and I've heard it from everybody on the panel so far, is that, we've got young people today that need to know who they are. And they range from everything, like you said, from their health and their sexuality to their emotions and their past and their future. But I think the biggest thing I'm proud of is seeing young people clarify more context of who they are based on their strengths. And so one of the things I'm most proud of is when I watch a young person, having spent time with them at a conference or keynoting, or they get a message from a book that we've written, saying, I used to just think I was really good at something and I had no idea what to do with it. And it just turns out that's just how I was naturally DNA'd. But now I can turn that DNA, the way I was predisposed, if you will, into something that others value too. So transforming raw talent into valued strength is one of the things I'm most proud of, in a simple way that young people can say, that clarifies who I am. So when somebody says, who are you? They have something real to offer. And I think that every family needs to know that about their kids. The school system needs to know that about their students. Certainly employers want to know that about who they hire. And so we all want to bring our very best. So the thing I'm most proud about is when people discover and develop their very best by transforming their raw talent into valued strength.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Appreciate that. Lorna?
One of the things that I'm most proud of is really, and I love, Jonathan, the introduction that you gave in terms of really defining being proud of, and where does that come from? For me, it really is about this aspect of bringing people back to themselves. We've been taught to look outside of ourselves for permission, authority, pleasure, partner, all of those various things. And so this journey of coming back home to ourselves, and this way that sometimes in my work where I get to support people who are in adult bodies, but there's still that child within them that is still seeking that validation, that reclaiming of consent, that wanting to feel at home in their bodies and in their sexuality. And so for me, that opportunity that I have of being able to create those spaces and places for people to really reclaim that and reclaim their voices. And as a mom, but as a grandmom as well, where I've got some grandchildren now who are ranging from 12 down to 6, to be able to create these environments for them, and that I get to now practice what I preach in a personal way as well, not only what I'm doing through the school systems and in my work as a sex educator, but just really bringing people back so that they can feel at home in their bodies and their life gets to be lived then from the inside out.
Oh, beautiful, Lorna. Thank you so much for sharing that. Love it, love it, love it. Rhonda, how about hearing from you?
So for me, what I am most proud of is when I can work with a family and seeing them transform from a place of brokenness to a place of wholeness, right? So, having a family that, their life has been so limited because they have a child with this life-changing medical diagnosis, and they're just unable to kind of see their way past it. They're unable to kind of see a life, after this diagnosis. So being able to work with a family and helping them to, figure out their new normal, helping them kind of see them kind of travel the road of grief, and kind of be able to get to a place where they recognize that, there still is a life to be lived. There's still joy to be had, in spite of this. I'm not going to allow my family to be limited or defined by this diagnosis. So that brings that brings me so much joy and pride, and it just fills my cup. So that's my mission.
That passion. Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Ambereen, let's hear from you, please.
All right. Well, mine's a lot more personal. What am I most proud of in this moment in life right now? I would say my 3 little humans who are growing into these remarkable, wise beings that often teach me lessons that I have forgotten I have taught them. They allow me to live into who I am. They're exploring themselves. They are becoming kinder, more generous. They are the epitome of what these little, like when kids come into this world, I truly feel they come to teach us parents lessons. They teach us how to just live and have fun, how to just be like, Ma, don't worry about it. Like, just let it go. So, what if the kitchen is dirty? You're like, but the kitchen is dirty. Like, the simple things of just like do whatever your heart desires, live in the moment, fully engaged, have fun. The more that I tap back into who they are, the more I'm reminded of who I am and who I'm meant to be. So one of the things that I often will talk about is I want families to unite through authenticity. I want them to live in the state of gratitude because the fact that we don't get to choose our family, but they are the strengths that we have, for me, it's remarkable. And when we can accept that and accept every member as they are, you just start to bloom and blossom, and the bond just becomes irreplaceable. And that's what I'm seeing transition in my own life. And not the first time, right? Like you go on these ebb and flows, you go like, yeah, next version's up, and you're, oh, here we go, dip it again, right? So right now we're on this high. We just had a meeting yesterday as a family with my parents, who live with us, about what things do they need to change and what things do the kids need to change. And we set like new expectations, and just the flow of the conversation, like there was no friction, there was no bad mouthing, there was no disrespect. They just took it in and they gave it in the same way. And I was blown away with how wise these little humans are.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so, so much. I was sorry for the pause there. I was all caught up in the story. I'm like, tell me more. I want more. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you for dropping so much gold. This is phenomenal. Renee, please share with us your wisdom.
I agree with I don't have Aberdeen. Am I saying it right? How do we say
Ambereen?
Ambereen. Okay, it's very beautiful. So that is what I'm most proud of as well is things, all this work that I've done for myself in personally growing is through osmosis spreading to the people out there. And I think it's really powerful to know that as a mom, as a dad, as an uncle, as an aunt, we can be that for the youngsters that are in our world. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's directly, parent, because not everybody's open to this. So, but it is important that when we do have this awareness, this level of awareness, and the knowledge that we have, that we share it with as many people as possible. And whether they like it or not, it doesn't really matter. Your self-love for, your self-worth, and, pouring into yourself is one of the most important things we can do as humans, because especially if you're a parent, because you're constantly giving out. And if we're not refilling it, we're not good for anybody. I mean, there's a reason why they say, put the air mask on yourself before you put it on your kid. There's a reason for that, because if we're suffocating, we can't give them anything. We're no good to them. So I think there needs to be a shift in that thought process. I have a shirt that says, I love me, and I'll wear it. And I don't even have this is me 10 years ago. I would have never done that. Oh, what are they going to say? But here's the thing, guys, is that if I'm not showing myself that I love myself, my children are watching with popcorn in the front row to the parenting movie. And if I'm not showing that, they're not going to know how to love themselves and be proud of loving themselves and be proud of who they are. Flaws and all. I said, we're all flawsome. So, it's like, yes, we have these things in life. That's just the way it is. But if we don't show our kids, whether they're clients that we work with, families we work with, or our own families, they're not gonna respond the way we want them to, because we have to walk the walk, not talk the talk and blah blah blah. We need to show them that this is the way. It's okay to love yourself and be proud to love yourself. Self-love is cool, because generations above us, I'm sure we're all kind of in that similar boat where the generations above us, it was like called selfish if we took care of ourselves. Like, that is so backwards. It's so backwards. What, you want me to suffer so everyone else suffers? No way, Jose. No, that all that does is build resentment and anger and conflict. And that's what we're trying to stop in this world. We don't want more of that. We want peace and happiness and flow. So I think when I speak about my children, I light up because, I couldn't be more proud of them and who they're becoming. And I take credit for it. Guess what? Guess who's doing it? So it's super important that we allow other parents to be proud like that and just say, yes, my kids are great. And it's because I am putting it into myself. That way everyone benefits.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. And to all of you, my gosh, this is amazing. I absolutely love each of your hearts into pouring into our global community like this. One of our viewers, Brett Morris says, hey, pouring into yourself is one of the most important things that we can do as humans. I love that. I love that too. And I love that I get up every day and look in the mirror and love me and look at my beautiful face and how you doing? And he says right back to me, how you doing? I said, how you doing? And we have this great conversation every morning. I love it. It's great. We get ready. We go out and change the world. That's what we do. I love it. It's great. Okay. So next question here then. Listen, our hearts, our passion, our purpose is just, flowing from us. So here's another great passion question for us. And it's this, is what are we most excited for what's coming next? What's coming next? Is this each of us individually? Is this something else? You guys take it away. Take it away. Jonathan, what are you most excited about for what's coming next in your life?
I have no idea. I think that's part of the excitement is I often believe that I have said often that I believe expectations unfulfilled end in disappointment. And sure, I have hopes and I have plans, but I don't know what tomorrow holds. And so I'll do the best with what I have today and be a good steward of what is approaching to the best of my abilities. So, what am I excited about most, or what's, to happen next? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, I have vision, I have foresight. And so I think at this point in my life, the thing I'm most excited about what's coming next actually has less to do with me and has more to do with others. I've lived a good game. I'm very proud of as we were just talking about, of what we've accomplished. But I look at my kids, they're grown and flown. I have adult children and they're not kids anymore. And so I'm excited to watch them succeed. The people I'm mentoring, they're younger than I am, and I'm excited to watch them succeed because they're coming into a stage of their life that I've already passed through. And so I think some of my greatest expectations for next actually is about others and watching others crush it. And it's not easy though. Let's just be real, because our own children, when they struggle or the people we're working with or the people we're mentoring or coaching, it's hard. It is. And I think that generationally, one thing that the younger people that we work with, and my own children included, have from time to time is an expectation of this, it's got to be pretty quick. The results have got to come fast. You want 1 million viewers, you want to make a quick buck, you want to live in that beautiful house, it's just one solution away, and I've got it for you. And if you do it my way, then that's a load. That doesn't ever happen that way. And so I get excited when I see people recognizing that they're coming into something and it's not now, and it's a growth process. And those are the people I'll get behind and beside and cheerlead and celebrate and bend over backwards to be part of their experience, not for my benefit, but so that they can discover and become who they're created to be. It's that simple. I'm excited about the next, and not me, but truly the next.
Beautiful. I love that, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Lorna, please share with us, please.
And I agree with what you said, Jonathan, of who knows what's going to happen the next minute, right? In the next day, who knows? We get to live in the mystery. For me, what's really alive within me is that of, I'm going to use the mirror. Eric, you talked about looking in the mirror, in the morning and saying, hi, I love you. And so mirrors have been an important part for me for, I'm going to say 35 years, the role that they've played in my life as a metaphor, as the experience. And I have this mirror here, and it's one of the things that I talk about. Make sure that each parent, in a home, each child has access to a mirror so they can find out about their bodies, so that it's not some other in some situation where somebody else is telling them about their bodies or how their body should be used. It's just they're connected with their body that way. And, they don't get to the end of their life like one woman, 73 years old, kind of like, I've never seen these parts before. But to be able to really allow our children to feel at home in their bodies that way. And another mirror that's really become very apparent to me in my own experience and what I teach is that of we've been living in a mirror. So this whole idea of what we perceive as the females and males, and it's sort of this out of balance, that it's almost this way where we talk about, okay, here's the women's empowerment. And sometimes there can be this sense of, and so looking things in the mirror, okay, what's it like when one is down and one is up? What if we look at in the mirror, and to be able to have this aspect where the women, but I take it down even more to a core essence level, is the feminine, and which I then see as that is spirit even. But that's what arises. But the key that I see is it's important is that when we talk about, say, the women's empowerment or the women's empowerment movement, that it's still, if we're not all winning in it. So this whole aspect of that, as the women arise, we also allow the men to rise into their glory, that it's not this, where do we go, who we're not connected to. It's just kind of like, no, how do we come back into this place of harmony? So I really see it coming into alignment where the men are being here and the women are being in their leadership as well. And again, what I say is that this creates, when there's this happening in relationships, it's also mirroring what's happening within our bodies, that masculine, feminine within us when we're there. So it's not only homes of harmony here, but it's homes of harmony that ripple out to our direct home of our families, to our schools, to our communities, to our world at large. That's what I'm seeing is unfolding. And I think it's really amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, Lorna. I love that. Thank you. Great words of wisdom. Rhonda, what are you feeling?
Oh my goodness. What am I most passionate about? I would say a couple of things right now. I am looking forward to launching my children. I have 3 adolescents, a son who's a sophomore in college, a daughter who is a senior in high school, and she will be going to college in a few months, and then my 14-year-old who's a freshman. So I am excited about entering this phase of my life as a woman, as my marriage, and as a mom, because this transition of being able to kind of see these folks that we've created and making the shift from being their, not just mom, but also friend, is so exciting. I'm really liking the people that they're becoming, and it's so much fun to kind of see. So I'm loving that, and in turn, I'm also loving where I am going in terms of the work that I'm doing. Because again, having a child with, a rare disease and all the medical stuff that goes along with it, I haven't really been able to focus on my career as much as I would want to. And it certainly hasn't, things didn't turn out the way that I anticipated. but now that I've made this pivot, just kind of being able to focus on, the juxtaposition of, rare disease, chronic illness, and mental health is like so needed. And everyone that, I know in the community is like, oh my gosh, we need to focus more on mental health. It's so valuable, in, chronic illness and rare disease, but then that's as far as it goes. So being able to kind of get in there and give strategies and give support to parents, because that's the other thing, in chronic illness and rare disease, so much focus is on the patient, understandably so. Nothing is given to the parents and caregivers. Well, very little. So that is so vitally important. And I'm just a champion for parents and caregivers. And like you said, Renee, we got to put on our mask so that we can take care of those around us. So I'm excited to just be able to do that for parents and caregivers, because it's like, once there's so much power in even being able to give a parent permission to do that. When I say to a parent, you know what, get that massage, get in therapy, take yourself for a cup of coffee. It's okay, because when you do that, you are taking care of your child. Like that aha moment that they experience and that exhale, I'm like, man, that is just amazing stuff. So I'm just excited about being able to give that to families. So, yeah.
That's awesome, Rhonda. Thank you so much for sharing that. I too am ready to launch my kids somewhere. Now, let's see, Ambereen, you want to get in there and share some words of wisdom?
Well, first of all, I want to go ahead and commend all of you for being so raw and authentic, and the impact that you're making into the world, which I think is exciting. What am I excited about? I'm actually excited about the next version of me, of what I'm becoming. I think, Renee, you were so aligned with my thoughts and mentality. Is the amount of work that I have done on myself to raise these children, to break so many barriers, to kind of redefine cultural norms. The culture that I come from, Pakistani immigrant. A girl is as good as dead if there's no man to be with her. I am fortunate enough to be divorced with 3 kids. So that is a moment in my life where I literally seeked back and took control of my own life and felt liberation. So since then, I feel like as human beings, we as adults don't go through growth spurts naturally. We kind of have to challenge ourselves to go through them. And the more and more that I keep growing, the more I tap into who I am, I realize there are bits and pieces of me. So I talk about this with my own audience. I say that level of umbergy, right? Like umbergy is just the essence of my energy. I've discovered what my gift is that God has given me. And I just want to disperse that. Be like, you need a shoulder to cry on? It's right here. You need a boost? Let me give it to you. Whatever it is, kind of like understanding that there's so many personas that we have within ourselves. But when we do the work on us and kind of believing in my own self to take this path that is so atypical, because an obedient Pakistani girl, which I've been most of my life, is now being an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, like with 3 kids. Is she the favorite word that people call me? Crazy. Is she crazy? Is she crazy? I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm so ready to tap into what I'm becoming, because when I can keep building on me, it is so much easier for me to pour into other people. People often will come up to me, and I have this mindset of I want to be X mom. And ex-mom is a mama who embraces, accepts, and loves her kids unconditionally. And she's a mom who is like the superhero, right? Got superheroes for everything. Where is a mom a superhero? So I was like, it's okay, I'll create one. So really elevating her to show people through action, exactly what we're talking about is through action, not by conversation, that this is what I do. Literally today was one of those moments that I had to ask myself and remind myself. I went to go pick up my daughter from school, only to find out that she's not in school. My son comes and sits in the car. We wait 15, 20 minutes. She's nowhere to be found. Ask the school, she's there, like, she's not here. She wasn't here after school. And I'm like, oh. And then a friend of hers, her mom messaged me saying, oh, is my daughter coming to your house today? And now my brain's like, and I was like, whoa, simmer it down. Really go back into that heart, not the mind, and ask God that to keep your daughter under protection, that you will find her, but this is a test you have to go through. And my son is with me. So for me to be in this energy space where he's not feeling bombarded or that I'm stressed out, because I have this full conviction in myself and in a higher power that's going to take me there. So that's what's exciting me a lot nowadays.
Wow. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. And what a scary moment, but yet so real and awakening at the same time. Wow. I'm with you on that. Renee, what do you have? What do you have for us?
So I think what's really important, and all of us, I think together here are really champions of this, is just the power of belief and faith and just responding, not reacting. And that, I think, is really important, especially when we're in a situation like you were just mentioning about, a missing child. Keeping your other child calm during that time is your job. So it's really important that we are fully aware of how we are behaving at all times in every situation, because that is where our kids are pulling their tools from, unless they're getting, some kind of mindset, personal development on the side, right? But how we react to something like that is showing them how to react in similar situations. It doesn't help anybody to freak out. It doesn't help the situation. It doesn't help anything. It's not going to change the situation. All it's going to do is escalate emotion. And our kids don't have a lot of tools to regulate their emotions. They don't understand them. So I think it's really important by you modeling that is, it's priceless. It's invaluable for your children to see you do that, because it's how they're going to carry on when they have to handle situations like that. So bravo. I'm really excited about the impact that I plan to make on the world and what I want to leave, far after I'm gone from the earth. And it's more than just, wanting my kids to be proud. It's really knowing that while I was here, I put a dent in the statistics of anxiety and depression and, suicide in whichever capacity I'm able to help. And, I have lofty goals, and some people, like you guys say, they think we're nuts, but it takes some crazy people to change the world. Look at all the people who have changed the world thus far. The Wright brothers, people thought they were nuts. But now we have fly all over the world. And it's all about changing your awareness and your perspective and understanding that there's more out there, and that everything that's been invented thus far was an imagination. It was in someone's brain before it became reality. So why can't we push forward with all of our goals collectively to help the world be a better place? And I think that's really important for people to understand that are not in this space, is that our mission is way, way, way more than making money. It's more than, having a nice car and be able to go on vacations. It is about leaving people better than when we found them. And, the impression of increase and like spreading the kindness and the peace, because the world is in turmoil and it's only getting worse. So, and where that stems from is hate, self-hate, being bred to hate. And, the more we push the love out and understanding about, you know, how important it is to love yourself, the more peace is going to spread like ripples. And I think it's got to start with us, and it is possible. We can be that catalyst. We can. So I think that's what excites me, is to see the shifts that happen now in the space of entrepreneurship. Everybody's, you know, it's a very exciting time to see people create something out of nothing. And I think, like, right now for me, it's been a couple years of me in this space, but I'm seeing the light now. I'm connecting with people like you. I'm in masterminds. I'm speaking on stages. I'm in coaching programs. I'm really trying my best to navigate this without losing my mind, because it can happen. But it's so fun because I know I have the faith and the belief in the unseen, and I know this is something that can happen. Yeah, so thank you all for being who you are and being on here and doing this, because it's going to take a movement. It's not just, we can't do it alone. So I thank you all for being a part of this awesome mission to make the world better.
Oh, thank you so much, Renee. Okay, we've got about 4 minutes left, so we're gonna go real quick, rapid fire around the horn. And no, you're great. Give all of our listeners where they can find you on social media. Jonathan, please.
Oh, social media. You can find us at Raising Them Ready, everything. So Facebook, Instagram, go to raisingthemready.com. If you want to email me, it's jonathan@raisingthemready.com. So just look up Raising Them Ready. It's also the title of one of our books. Easy to find.
Awesome. Thanks. Lorna?
I'm on Facebook and on LinkedIn, Lorna Gale, Gale. And I'm there for women who would like to join. I have a private Facebook group for women called Reclaiming Eden. I welcome anybody who joins, and you can email me at lorna@lornagale.com.
Beautiful. Thank you. Rhonda?
You can find me Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn at Rhonda Thorrington Parent Coach. And my website is resilientparentconsulting.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Ambereen?
All right. Well, I am across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as Coach Ambereen, and you will see my face, and that's how you know it's me. I also have a website. It's just ambereenhemeed.com. So my last name is spelled Hameed. I would love to just, hear from you, your thoughts about what impact we made in your lives, and I would love to continue the journey with anyone that's watching.
Beautiful. Thank you. Renee?
Yes. So I am on all the socials as well. Instagram is Renee_VEE. LinkedIn is my full name, and so is Facebook. I'll spell it. It's long, VARDOUNIOTIS. My first name is Renee. And then my website is mightyminds.us, MIGHTYMINDS.us. And email me, Renee@mightyminds.us. I love to hear from people.
Awesome. Everybody, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been absolutely amazing. I love each and every one of you so much. And just thank you for being here and being a part of this unique and special group. And just lots of love going out to you guys. Friends and family around the world, this was an absolute amazing show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in around the world. You guys know where to find me, energeticlifenow.com, and of course, Energetic Life Now and all the social media. Would love to connect with you guys there. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check it out at spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you soon.